Alright, I got a real quick video on the Bissell Spot Cleaner Pro Heat. Alright, so this is the box that'll come in. The instructions, are fairly simple. But the pictures as far as how you put the parts together are not that good. So it's better to just kind of look at the picture of the box and figure out what goes where versus looking at the instructions. And once you do that, it's fairly simple. So I'll say there's a small clip. There's this small clip right here. That's the one that's going to go on the bottom. The two water tanks, you see how they come out fairly easy. Just remember the cleaning one goes on the left as you're looking at it. But they'll come together. The remaining clips and the remaining hose attachments will actually be separated. So you see the big clip where the cord is wrapped around and the other clip. The good thing about the clips is they only go in, or it seems they only go in one way. So if you're pushing and it just doesn't seem to slide in easily, then it's probably not the right side, or at least that was my experience. Once I started putting the clips in, the clips that were in the right place, they slid right in. So you're going to put one attachment on the hose, and that's how you're going to get it to actually, that's how you're going to get the hose once it's seated in there. That's how you're going to get the hose to actually sit in place. And I'm trying to do this with one hand. So hold on, let me put the water tanks back on. All right, so once you have everything connected, this is how it looks again from the top. You see the fitting on the hose. You'll need to leave that in so it'll actually seat in the last remaining clip. But this is how it is once everything is set up. It takes 5 minutes out of the box. Like I said, most of it is just putting together the clips, putting the clips in the right place, and then seating the attachments on. So at that point, this is kind of what it looks like. So I'll make another video once I start to use this. I plan on using it today. That's the power button there. And this is one of the Pro Heat series. So the water is supposed to be, I'm not sure if it's continuously heated. I make the assumption it is. I know you're supposed to put hot water in there, but I'm going to make the assumption that this machine will continuously heat the water while you're using or while you're trying to steam clean or whatever. All right, so I just I've done I guess halfway of a cleaning session with the Bissell Spot Clean Pro Heat, and I got some initial comments. Off the top, I think the size of the cord or the length of the cord is too short. That could be 3.5 feet, maybe somewhere around there, but I think it needs to be, if not twice the size, definitely another foot or another 18 inches longer than what it is. Because right now, the way, or because of the, I'm going to call it a limitation, but basically, in order to use this, you have to carry this thing around with you. I mean, you don't get very much room to maneuver, with the exception of maybe that 3.5, 4 feet of this cord. So, for instance, on this particular couch, I can't reach, the corner of that couch without having to maneuver or having to move that. And I understand this is a spot cleaner, so that's not a big deal. It's meant to clean. It's not meant to, to allow you to just have the maneuverability to clean everything without moving it. It's intended to be a spot cleaner, meaning you're cleaning something very small, something simple, and something where they understand you'll be close with this housing. So, that is, or, it is what it is with that. And the other thing I noticed is the capacity of the tanks. Even though they look fairly large, I would say half a gallon at least on each side. It almost seems like the space, I don't know, like it's just the way they built them is kind of like a waste of space, if you will. So for instance, this is the dirty tank. That's the full line right there. So if you can see the full line, that's when it gets there, the suction, the air intake on the hose stops. So you can't bypass that. So I just don't understand why, the tank is that size when the full line is basically at the halfway mark in the tank. And the similar thing to the clean water tank, if you fill that all the way up, you're going to have water coming out. So I just don't understand why they didn't make the tanks smaller, or either make the capacity of the tanks much closer to what it appears or what it looks like at face value. Otherwise, I mean, it's a spot cleaner. It works. I can't tell if it's actually heating the water or if it's just running off of the hot water that you're supposed to put in there. But it's, for the most part, I mean, I don't think it's a misadvertiser. I mean, it works, allows you to do little things. I'm just trying this thing out because I don't want to use the larger cleaner that I have, because it's just larger, and I don't like the hose fitting on that thing either. So I'm trying to see where where my happy medium is between this and the other Bissell carpet cleaner that I have. That's an upright that has the hose attachments. I was hoping I could kind of fit this in between the places where obviously I can't put a conventional carpet cleaner, and use this. But one of the limitations I see immediately is the size of the hose. If the hose was larger or longer, I mean, I could definitely see this, even using this to clean out or to steam clean a car. But I guess you just got to make sure you have that space. I'm not saying it can't do it, but it's just not going to be as easy as I would have hoped it had been. But I can definitely see this having some value on a stairwell, where you're just moving from stair to stair. You can definitely set this down on a stair and clean a couple of stairs at least, before you have to move this again. But for something like this, definitely easier than using the upright, but not as easy as I thought it would be.